What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Jay.
And it's your girl Ashley Ray.
And we are back with another video. You've seen the title. We're going to talk about the winters in Arizona, and it actually may not be what you think it is. Before we jump into the video, we want to shout out one of our subscribers, Just a Regular Dude.
All right, Just a Regular Dude, we appreciate your support, but this is what you said, and we want to respond. I ain't gonna lie, things have been tough for me. Had to push back a year before I moved to Arizona. I lost motivation, honestly. Miss you guys' videos so much. Gonna get back on the grind, man. I don't know why this happened to me.
So one thing that we want to do for you, there's our email that you should find down in the description box. We want to send you a copy of a book that we both are currently reading called
The Slight Edge.
I forgot it that quick, so that's why I looked at her. I was like,
I got his back.
So whatever goal it is that you have, make sure you make daily deposits going towards that. And then before you know it, each little small deposits will end up being a big one or a big goal, and you've reached it.
A gift from us to you. But also, thank you again so much for your support, and we're glad we're able to help motivate you to get to where you want to be at.
And the more support we have on our channel, we'll be able to do things like this for all our subscribers. So make sure you go ahead and click that subscribe button and that bell notification so we can, spread love, I guess you can say.
And don't forget to drop comments, because we're going to go back to highlighting and shouting out our subscribers and our supporters. The thing that we want to talk about is the climate in Arizona. And just in the last year, Flagstaff got 95 inches of snow, y'all, which is so crazy because
95.
Yeah, Flagstaff is only like 2 hours north of us.
Right.
And we live in the valley, so you can start to understand how high the elevation is when you're driving from Phoenix, which is in the valley, all the way up to Flagstaff, which is in the mountains.
It feels really nice, beginning of January, and it is roughly 72 degrees right now, where it's actually 45 degrees in Flagstaff at this moment.
Which is not that bad, and actually Flagstaff is actually supposed to get 3 days straight of snow next week. That is one of the coolest things about Arizona. There are so many different climates within this state. Not gonna get a lot of the rain and the snow that the rest of the country gets or northern Arizona gets. So we're very protected here in Phoenix and even in Tucson by having more desert climate.
Being here in the valley is very dry. As you know, we don't really get a lot of humidity. So when it's like 70 degrees, it's truly 70 degrees. When it's like 30 degrees, it's truly 30 degrees.
So even when it gets 70 degrees or 60 degrees, when we joke and say it's super cold outside, it really is cold.
It is chilly.
Because there is no humidity. But it also makes it a really popular spot for, y'all have heard them, snowbirds like to leave the Midwest and the colder parts of the country to come here because the winters are mild and you do have that more dry climate. So you don't get things like, if you have curly hair like me, your hair is not gonna be at risk of being frizzed up all the time.
And this is like our busy months, even for a lot of mom and pop shops, and even in Sedona, this is one of the busiest times of the year because they're getting an influx of people that are just coming down here just to get away from the winters.
One of the other things about Arizona that might be a little bit surprising is we did just talk about the fact that we get the cooler temperatures at night, but in the wintertime, we will get our colder fronts that come through. So typically when the rest of the country is experiencing a true winter storm, we will experience a drop in temperature, or we'll receive a lot of rain. And a lot of rain for us may be like 1 to 2 to 3 days in a row of rain, or one day of all day rain. Or we'll just receive a lot of clouds and the sun won't be shining as much as it is.
Also, I want to mention that this right now is the reason why we moved down here to Arizona.
Literally, like, what we're doing right now is why we live here.
Is the reason why we live here. We do know that it gets hot. That's something that we've talked about plenty of times in our videos. Know that it's hot, but it's only for a short period of time. It's only for like 4 or 5 months, and we're dealing with 7-8 months of like really good weather. Opposed to like 4 or 5 months of just hot weather. So to me, it's a good trade-off. And me personally, I'd rather be hot
than cold. We had a layover in Minnesota. That little pinch of like freezing cold weather that we walked through when we got off the plane, y'all, that was enough for me. I was like, oh no, we're not going back.
It wasn't. Another reason why now is the perfect time to be here is all the outdoor activities. As we talked about before, we have got seasonal depression from being inside the house. If you guys want like a quick week vacation or something like that, you can come down here, you can go hiking,
Yep.
you can go sightseeing, you can even go canoeing and stuff like that, because believe it or not, we do have lakes here.
You can still rent a boat.
Yeah, it's just a whole bunch of outdoor.
You can still go to the pool.
Whole bunch of outdoor activities that you can do right now, just to make sure you can, you can get out and get into the sun, because with that lack of vitamin D, I know firsthand, like that definitely like messed me up for a little bit. Yeah, some other attractions that we actually have here that you guys can do during the winter time, where we have the Waste Management, which is a huge golf tournament. It's like a big party. So if you're not into golf, but you are into like the big party atmosphere, Waste Management might be for you. So you might want to check that out. I believe it's at the end of this month, right before the Super Bowl. Just to piggyback off what I said, the Super Bowl is this year.
Yeah, the Super Bowl is here this year.
It's gonna be all over the valley, even though they're playing in Glendale. They're going to have events in Tempe, they're going to have events in Scottsdale, so on and so forth. So you guys, if you can make a quick trip within a month, that might be something you want to plan around.
So to go back and touch on the lack of humidity and the dry climate here, it does have some negative effects. I know personally, I have always dealt with eczema on some form of my body, and it's usually my face. And the first year I was here, actually, I just was not prepared for the extreme case of eczema that I got on the back of my neck, on parts of my scalp, and that's something that I still have not been able to tackle. So because of that, it's really important that we stay moisturized, stay hydrated. We actually have a humidifier that we put in our home. So not only does our skin get severely dry, our nose gets dry, our hair gets dry. So we just have to be super intentional about staying moisturized and like lathering up and staying oiled up.
So just to summarize basically everything we talked about, the winters here in the valley are very mild. The lowest we seen during the day was maybe 50, 52.
The averages in the 60s and 70s during the day.
Yeah, I know back in Indy, like January and February was was colder than December.
The worst.
This is it. So if you guys are looking at Arizona, more likely this is the main reason, to escape the winter. But if you want the winter, just go up to Flagstaff and they got tons of
all the snow you need is just 2 hours north of us. So
tons of it.
We are actually thinking about, we've never driven up, we had to heal from the snow in Indiana. So I think after almost 4 years, we're ready to see some snow again and really just see it in a beautiful scenic place.
And then get out when we want to.
So we have been thinking about driving up to Flagstaff and just kicking it for the day, but really just like seeing the beauty of the snow so we can get an appreciation for it and then drive right back down to the valley where it's warm.
So yeah, that's going to be it. And I do know some of you guys, you may have some questions about how we dealt with the summer. So I'll go ahead and put a video right up here that's going to talk about the summers that we did experience, and just go ahead and click that and you can see how we dealt with 118 degree weather, which is pretty drastic. So.
Yeah, it's pretty hot. It's pretty hot.
But other than that, we appreciate you guys tuning in, and yeah, we'll look forward to seeing you guys next time.
Yeah.
Peace.
We'll see y'all soon.